Thanks for coming tonight. I think we've got a few more people trickling in, but wanted to just get started. I'll direct your eyes up to the screen and I'm going to read this for you. We had some gracious former students who were willing to share a little impact with us regarding their college credit class experience at the high school. So first one says, by taking advantage of the college credit opportunities at Alexandria Area High School, I was able to earn college credit while still enjoying a traditional high school experience. AHS offered a wide variety of college-level courses that allowed me to get ahead academically while learning alongside friends and being supported by teachers I already knew and trusted. These courses aligned with my interests and helped me explore and determine my career path through hands-on, real-life learning opportunities. Overall, these experiences prepared me for success in college and allowed me to graduate early, saving both time and money. So this is a class of 2021 graduate. She graduated from Concordia College in 5 semesters, so shaving off 3 semesters of her, what would have been her 4-year college experience. And we have a rough estimate of $42,000 saved, so that's a pretty big impact on this former student's college experience. So we're glad you came tonight to learn a little bit more about the college credit opportunities that we offer right here at Alexandria Area High School. I'm Carrie, Urness. I'm the counselor for the Health Sciences and Human Services Academy, and I've got my colleagues. I've got Meghan Orgeman, who's the counselor for the BCE Academy, and Melissa Firme, who's the counselor for the EMTNR Academy. So we'll all be sharing with you tonight about the early college programming at Alexandria Area High School. We have another former graduate, a 2023 graduate from Alexandria Area High School, and she's in her 3rd year at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, double majoring in political science and sociology, and she'll be graduating this May. She began already 3 semesters ahead of her peers after transferring 36 college credits from Alexandria High School's concurrent enrollment courses. This was an opportunity she thought was rare among her classmates in college. She was able to take college classes during high school while staying involved in clubs, sports, performances, arts, and most of all embracing the great opportunities with the student body from Alexandria Area High School. So she will be graduating in 3 years from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, hoping to at some point take the LSAT and pursuing a further degree in law. Estimating about a $33,000 savings for this former student. So we're glad you came. I just said to Meghan, I said, this might be our biggest crowd yet at one of these meetings. So thanks for kind of filling up the PAC. We're glad you're here. We'll focus tonight on obviously academics. What classes can you take at Alexandria Area High School that can get you college credit? We'll talk about how you can still be involved as a high school student, the attention you'll get while you're in those classes. So we're glad you're here, and we want to share a lot of opportunities with you.
Hello again, I am Meghan Orgeman, counselor for the BCE Academy, and I have the honor to talk about the types of college classes that we offer at our high school. So what I'm going to be referring to is on Wednesday, all Alexandria Area High School students are going to get their course catalog. So when I talk about the course catalog, I'm talking about this. On pages 8 and 9, I have a ton of information about our college credits, but also the brochure in your hand. We're going through, in that brochure, there's a lot of information on our college credits too. Okay, so the categories of college credits that we have at our high school, we have what's called dual credit or concurrent enrollment courses. We have advanced placement or AP courses. We have an articulation agreement with one of our courses, and we have something called a CLEP exam. And so I'll be going through each of these tonight, just to give you an idea of what is the difference between each of those opportunities. So, starting with dual credit classes or concurrent enrollment classes. These classes are taught in our high school. They're taught by our teachers, And students will get a letter grade from taking this course that goes on both their high school and their college transcripts, hence dual credit. And so those letter grades carry with the student into college. And each college decides how they accept the credit and if they accept the credit. And so those are dual concurrent enrollment. What's nice about these is it's kind of a nice segue into college classes. For example, as parents, you get to still see parent view and student view to check their grades along the way. That's something that's unique about college credits in our high school is you can kind of monitor how they're doing in these courses. And if more support is needed, it's easy to get them the support they need because it's right in our four walls, right in our building. So these are taught by our teachers. They're on our bell schedule. They follow along with our activities. So if, for example, your son or daughter has to leave for a sporting event, that's just something that is in the process of Alexandria High School and the college classes. We partner with 3 different colleges for our dual credit classes, Southwest Minnesota State, St. Cloud State, and Alex Tech. So those are the 3 different colleges that we partner with, and I'll show you a little bit more about how you find which college classes are through what college. One thing about the concurrent enrollment classes is that students have to qualify to be in these classes. And there's a page that has all the information about what it takes to qualify. These qualification standards are connected with each college. So it's not our high school qualifications, it is the college, their standards there for getting those college credits. I'll talk about those in a minute. So you have to qualify. Now, if you have your early college brochure, open up to that first page, and on the big green area has all of our concurrent enrollment classes. If you look, we have over 30 concurrent enrollment classes right in our building, and over 100 credits offered. So without even needing to leave Alexandria High School, all of these credits are right in our building. Carrie will talk about in a minute how these college credits meet many different goal areas when we talk about generals. And in fact, we meet almost all of the goal areas for general education. So again, there are concurrent enrollment credits in English, math, social science, world language, arts, lots of different programs, and they're all listed here. If you look, you will see that the first column on the left, you'll see what we call the class. For example, at the top, you see AP Calculus. You'll see how many credits it's offered. And then if you continue over to the right, you'll see what the course number is. So for calculus, it's Math 1426. The college name is Calculus 1. It's offered with 4 credits through ATCC or Alex Tech. So that's kind of how you look at this chart or this table to see how many credits through a college and what is the course called. So this is an important space to look just for the concurrent enrollment classes. Notice just as I get rolling, we have some AP classes that also count for concurrent enrollment classes because we have a partnership with the college that also awards college credit in addition to the AP credit. So we have a few unique classes that it's kind of, you get more bang for your buck just by being in the class. Okay, so those are dual enrollment, concurrent enrollment classes. I'm going to move on to our AP classes. With AP, credit is awarded by taking an end-of-the-year exam in May. To get college credits, students typically have to score a 3 or higher. What's really cool about AP classes is if you score a 4 or 5, there are some colleges that will award you 2 college classes for that, so 8 credits. So you can get even more college credit by taking these AP classes if you're a strong test taker and you're comfortable in the subject area. AP classes also look exceptional on a top college transcript. If you're thinking about applying to a top tier school or an Ivy League school, you're going to want 3 to 5 AP classes on your transcript over the 4 years of high school. And so the AP classes are rigorous, they're challenging, they transfer really well throughout the nation because it's a standardized exam that you take and score on. So AP, again, really strong curriculum, really rich curriculum, transfers well across the nation, but in order to get that college credit, you need to score usually a 3, 4, or 5 on the exam. Okay, so those are AP classes. And these are also, again, offered in our building, taught by our teachers. You as a parent can see the grades through parent view throughout their entire experience in these AP classes. Another thing that's unique about AP is because we recognize they are challenging and they're rigorous, is we have a different grading scale for AP classes. And so you can see that it's a little bit more forgiving, just to help with the rigor and try to protect your GPA and your transcript along the way. Okay, and you'll see if you turn the page in the brochure that we gave you, a list of all of our AP courses. And again, we have 11 AP courses offered in multiple different subject areas, and some of these, like I showed you earlier, are also concurrent enrollment or dual credit courses. I would say our students that take AP classes really do fall in love with the curriculum in these classes. Okay, articulation agreement. An articulation agreement is between our high school and a specific college. So if you are interested in culinary, we have a Culinary 3 class, Cardinal Cafe, that if you take the course and you do well in the course and you plan to go to NDSCS for culinary, you will get college credit for that program. So that is just an agreement with that college. It doesn't transfer to other colleges. It's just between us and NDSCS. And once again, taught in our high school by our teachers. And then finally, there's something called CLEP tests. This is through the College Board. CLEP test is a way for you to test out for college credit. You can take these tests online now. They used to be only at Allen Tech, where you'd have to go to the testing center and sign up. But now you can take CLEP tests online. One great example of a great place to take a CLEP test is if you are in Honors Advanced Algebra right now. You're not getting college credit right now in the class, but what you're learning is at a college credit level. And so there is a college algebra CLEP test that when our kids decide to take that test, they do really well and can get college credit by taking that exam. Usually they're around between $100 and $150, but that's huge savings in comparison to the $400 to $600 class that you might take later on. So we have a bunch of classes that are CLEP aligned. It doesn't mean that our class teaches exactly to the CLEP test, but we cover most of the content areas of that CLEP exam. And if you're interested in taking a CLEP exam or learning more, we have resources for you in the College and Career Center, and we can help with that. Okay, so those are the categories of college classes. Now, Carrie's going to come back and try to help put it together by giving you some sample plans for juniors and seniors.
All right, we try to make this as easy as possible, but we know it can be a little bit confusing sometimes. So if you are a student going into your junior year in the fall, you'll be registering, going through that process over the next 3 weeks. So as Meghan said, that information starts on Wednesday. We as counselors have a video, we'll say, that you all get to watch, but it's going to show you what coursework you have to take at each grade level. So as a junior, that's the big year that you can really start taking many college credit opportunities. So as a junior, there are still, for most students, 4 subject areas where you still need the required credits. You've got English, U.S. history, advanced algebra for most students. Many of you, as Meghan just said, if you're taking the honors algebra right now, you'll be done with that, but should continue on with the elective math at that point. And then you need your 3rd year of physics and or chemistry. And then you still need elective opportunities. Okay? So we have the high school version of all of those courses. We also have a college version of all of those courses. Okay? So what I need all of you to hear really clearly, and I'll say this, is we always have the high school version because we're the high school. There are many college credit opportunities. It doesn't mean that you have to take every subject area as a college credit area, so you can mix and match a little bit, okay? So you can hear me say that. So if you look up at the top one, the English 11, 1 and 2, we have a couple different opportunities here. We've got a class that combines with U.S. history for junior year. It's called College American Studies, and that is like a big bang for your buck. That's a 12 credit college class that goes throughout the year. Okay? So you would get two semesters of college U.S. history and 2 semesters of English. We could say there's an American literature and then there's a composition 1. So that's a great way to get college credit, 12 college credits if you're ready. Melissa's going to talk more to that in a little bit. And then you can see that there's a standalone version of that too. So if you're like, yeah, I don't know if I'm quite ready for 12 college credits as a junior, but I'm pretty good at English and I want to start some college credit there, then you can also see that you could do a semester of English 11, the high school version, and then you could do the next semester in the college version in Composition 1. That's a great way to get 3 college credits and get yourself ready to continue on with college credits in the English area as a senior. So you can see those ways in which you can get the college credit. U.S. history also has a standalone version. So there's that College American Studies that I talked about that pairs with the English as well. Or there is Advanced Placement U.S. History. Meghan just talked about the Advanced Placement. That's the one where you take the test in the spring of the year and can earn college credit there depending on your score. Or there's the online U.S. History, and we get to teach that online class here, and that's great because all the things, the teacher is here, the teacher can see the student can go up to that teacher, and if they have a question, they're right here and can ask that question for them. So that's an opportunity to take 1 semester of college U.S. history and maybe 1 semester of high school U.S. history, or both semesters of the college U.S. history. So you can mix and match. I hope you hear that throughout the week too, that it's not an all or nothing college credit opportunity. Math, if you're a student who is taking the advanced algebra, maybe you're going to take the college algebra as a senior, or as Meghan just said too, you could take that prep test in the college algebra prep test. See your counselor will say that if you have interest in that. And then we have the college general chemistry, or the advanced placement college general chemistry 1 and 2. Okay? If you take college general chemistry 1, that's a full year class that we have to teach all year, and that's a 4-credit chemistry class, college chemistry class. If you take advanced placement chemistry, that pairs with the concurrent enrollment as well, but it's college general chemistry 1 and college general chemistry 2. So that's 8 college chemistry credits that you could get from that class. Okay? So you just want to make sure that you're ready for that level of coursework because it's going to move pretty quickly. And then there's the college physics and lab. And both if you're in that physics, you definitely want to be in the honors level math because that's a pretty math heavy course. So again, just so you can see a little bit of how you can start taking college credit if you haven't taken any yet, a lot of it or a little bit. Senior year, you can see that our core requirements go down a little bit. So after junior year, you don't have to take a math or a science. We're not saying you should stop, but it's not required after that. You still have to take English for a full year and social studies for a full year. For English, you can see again the college credit opportunities. If by chance you were a student who took College American Studies as a junior or the standalone College Composition 1, maybe your senior year you want to take College Composition 2 and College Public Speaking. That would wipe out your senior English. And then if for your social studies requirement, you have to take a semester of economics and a semester of government. So of course you can take the high school version or you can take the college version of 1 or both of those classes. Okay, that's a mix and match. If you think, I love government, I absolutely want to take that, the college version, take it. And if you say, I don't know if I really want to take the econ the college or whatever, you get to choose that, okay? Those are all 3-credit college classes, so you can start to see the numbers add up for a little bit. All right, Meghan talked a little bit about the transfer curriculum. So this is really when we're talking about the general credits, okay? We're talking about how do we take these general credits and transfer them on to the college or university that we plan to attend. So the Minnesota State College and University system has this set up where they've got 10 goal areas. So when I'm talking to students, I say these goal areas are really like our core classes. So think of, like for English, as a high school student, you need 4 credits of English. And then the core areas, they have a subject area set up where you need a certain amount of credit in each of those areas. So that's the transfer curriculum. So if we look at the transfer curriculum in goals 1, 2, and 3, we're showing you on here all the ways where these credits are going to come off of that transfer curriculum. So in goal area number 1, within the MNSCU system, It's a written oral communications goal area. You need 9 credits. So if you're a student who takes college composition 1, college composition 2, and college public speaking, you will have wiped out goal area number 1. Goal area number 2, a few different ways you can get that. If you've taken Comp 1, College Comp 1, or College Comp 2, wiped out. Or if you take the College General Chemistry or the AP Chemistry, that goal area will be wiped out as well. And then if you look at goal area 3, this is the Natural Sciences area. You need 7 to 8 credits in this goal area. So you could achieve these credits here by earning credit through the AP Biology exam as a 10th grader, the College Chemistry, College Physics, or we also have an AP Environmental Science class. Okay? So right here, you could take a lot of college credit again, or a little, but you can start to see how you're going to get rid of these goal areas before you even leave our building and step foot on the college campus. Goal area number 4, this is the math area. So if you are a student who plans to take college algebra, either through that PLEP exam, or maybe as a senior in high school, you can take college algebra, and depending on your college major, maybe you're done with math at that point in time. So 3 college credits, you could get that in our building and maybe be done. But depending on your college major, you may need higher level math than that. So we also offer AP, and then pair that with the College Calculus 1, and then AP Pre-Calculus. And then we also have the AP Statistics paired with the College Intro to Statistics. So there you could get a lot of math college credit in that area as well. Goal area number 5 is the History and Social and Behavioral Sciences. You could achieve this 9 credits in this goal area through the U.S. History, that College American Studies, or the standalone online U.S. History classes. The College Macroeconomics would achieve some of this goal area, as would the College General Psychology. So you can see again, you can start to wipe out some of these goal areas again before even leaving our building or stepping foot on campus. Goal area number 6, and this is the humanities. A number of students who are taking our world language French or Spanish are going to earn part of this credit, so maybe 4 out of the 6 credits from this goal area. If you are a student who has maybe taken French and or Spanish and the American Literature class in College American Studies, this goal area could also be done. All right, we're almost done with goal areas, but I want you to see it and hear it so you can really see that, yes, the credits you take here, they matter, and you can see how they matter within the college system. Goal area number 7 is human diversity. You can see again the ways you can earn that credit. If you've taken the College American Studies class as a junior, you can wipe out the 3 college credits you need there, either through that modern American literature and or the college U.S. history. So if you are a student who's ready for those 12 big credits of College American as a junior, you can really start to wipe out some goal areas and some big college credit. Goal area number 8 can be achieved, that's the global perspective, that can be achieved through the world language classes again, and or the college macroeconomics class. Goal area number 9 is the ethical and civic responsibility. We've got one class here that covers that, and that's the college government class that students could take as a senior. And then goal area number 10, we've got the AP Environmental Science class. So that would be a way for you to wipe out the 3 college credits in that goal area. So you could potentially wipe out all of the specific goal areas and the college credit within each of those goal areas. That's not necessarily a push for high school students or for all high school students, but we want you to see it so you can see where it makes sense for you to start taking some of those college classes, or what are some of your top subject areas. Maybe they all are, but just so you can see that you can really make sense of a lot of the college credit. So the Minnesota transfer curriculum is the Minnesota State College and University system, so that would be Minnesota State University, Moorhead, St. Cloud State, Winona, Bemidji. But as you saw by 2 testimonials already with the 2 former students we had, The first one went to Concordia College, a private college. It's not in that SKU system, but all the credits transferred. The second one went to University of Wisconsin, clearly outside of the Minnesota state system, and a pretty competitive university. 36 college credits transferred. So you can see that colleges are accepting a lot of college credit. So we can never stand up here and guarantee every college credit. That's part of your homework as the student and the parent to determine where you are wanting to go to college. But we are saying, we've been down this road a lot with students, and we are seeing, I would say, more and more college credit transfer to colleges than we had maybe 10 years ago. So. All right, we have a couple places where you can fact check your college credit to make sure that it does transfer. They're called Transferology. And then there's a couple other systems on here. NDSU used to use more the DES system, but they've moved it to Transferology a little bit. And then we have the AP credit transfer, and then also the platform there. These are on our College of Career Center webpage. We work really hard when we're meeting with students and throwing this out in advisory, send this out to parents. So if you want to start double checking some of this, you can. If you go to the high school webpage and then get to the College of Career Center page, we have all of that transfer information on there. In fact, you'll find everything that we just talked about on there. So if you want to go and look at that, the goal area chart that we just had on there, you can go and look at all of that information. I would also say don't hesitate to have your kids come and ask us questions. We want to go through that with students. If they see us out in the commons, you come and ask us a question, or they can set up a time to meet specifically with us too if they have questions on that. But definitely check on this. It's going to show you the college credit, and it'll walk you through it and how to do that, but it shows you the college credit that you've taken and then how it will transfer to whatever school that you're interested in going to, okay? Now I said that a little bit loosely, not every school is tied to these systems, but we've found some pretty good success with those programs too, so that's a great place to go and check.
I get to talk to you a little bit about having the conversation or the continued conversation at home about what to consider in making these decisions. So on Wednesday, we are starting our initial kickoff for registering students for the 26-27 school year. And so my hope or our hope would be that when the students get home Wednesday evening, they're excited to share with you what they've already learned or what they've already picked up on in advisory. And part of those conversations are going to continue over the next few weeks until the registration appointment at the end of the month or the beginning of March. And so for those of you here, I imagine that you're interested then in taking advantage of the opportunities that Carrie and Meghan have already shared, but also looking specifically at you as an individual student and as parents too, guiding your students in their decisions. And so what are some of those pieces we should talk about over dinner? What is the right fit? How many credits is right, if any? And what is that next year's plan look like, and just really truly planning for the next few years that you have left here in our building. So some of those starting questions that we want to encourage families and students to think about is, are you ready for a college level course? These classes are going to have a much faster pacing, right? Higher academic expectations, knowing that they are college rigor, which includes college rigor, reading, writing, math. Students also need to take on that ownership and responsibility within that self-advocacy, being a college student in the high school. Within that then means managing your time wisely, knowing that the length of assignments is going to take just that much longer. And so as a high school student, we know that you balance a lot of different paths and jobs and roles, right? And we want you to embrace and enjoy your high school experience. And so having those conversations at home too about, increasing your accountability, increasing your expectations, how will that allow me then to push forward and grow as a student, while also managing all those other important pieces of my high school experience. So setting yourself up for success. So why would we stand up here and say, encourage you to take those college level courses here in the high school? I think it's a great idea to stay within our walls, like Meghan mentioned, having the resources available to you, having the bell schedule is a very nice option. And you also just get to continue to explore areas of interest, building connections within the hallways here, which lead to amazing community partnerships, references and resources for our students. We just have a number of different elective opportunities that you will not get outside of here. Within those elective opportunities, there's also those you get to work side by side with professionals in the community. Students are continuing to work on true, authentic projects that you would see out in the real world. Additionally, continuing to grow the skills, expanding resumes. I just listed a few of those options up here, so the elective options, and then the CAPS. CAPS is an option for students that they move into their senior year. We have CAPS courses for each of our academy areas, and that's really where that authentic projects and working side by side professionals in the community truly start to happen even more. Just another future impact that we have, so I really love that we had so many students wanting to share with us the impact that taking college level courses in the high school had on them. So this student graduated class of 2023 with 49 college credits. Of those 49 credits transferred to 51 credits at an ESU because of those advanced placement test scores. So if you remember, Meghan had referenced before, depending on how you score, you could earn more. Taking dual enrollment and AP classes in high school helped put me on track to graduate a semester early with my bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, saving an entire semester's worth of tuition. In addition to taking multiple college classes while in high school, it prepared me for the workload of college classes at WSU. AAHS offers many excellent college courses, and I recommend taking as many as possible before graduating. So just another rough cost estimate there from this past graduate. So we heard a lot from the testimonials from students about saving the money, which I agree. That cost savings is huge and very helpful, but there's way more to it than just saving that money. It also looks great on college applications, on that transcript, but truly those courses are going to prepare you and your student for so many bigger and better things beyond that high school. Securing study habits. While here in the high school with the supports that are around you. You as a parent have access to the teachers here in the building, as well as seeing those grades live through the parent view. Students would be allowed to use, build those college level skills in order to lead to greater college success. And truly building confidence before they are set free to college. I have a current junior student who chose to do one college level course in the fall semester, feeling as though very nervous, very hesitant, but wanting to try, can I do this? Because my big picture goal is a 4-year school. That student had great success in that college level course that they chose to take and is now enrolled in 2 courses this semester and continuing to excel, building their confidence, seeing that they can manage this with the right supports with the right time management and the right self-advocacy. So those are important factors for you to consider as well. Again, why take these college level courses? Our staff is great, but you then have access to them, talking with teachers, accessing grades, and very importantly, you get to continue to be a high school student, being involved with all of the different activities that we have to offer, building that high school resume in terms of your leadership and your level of involvement there. It's a time in your life you will never get back, and I know that sounds very cliche and silly to some, but there's so much value in that, and living your high school experience. You also can continue to personalize your learning. So each and every one of you out there are on your own path. So you get to continue to explore those elective opportunities. You know, I mentioned the apps, the career internship, the independent studies that just you get to maximize as you get those requirements out of the way. Additionally, the daily structure is here. There's routine, there's supervision, while also helping you manage that rigor and develop that independence. So it's a win-win, all within that familiar setting of your high school. The nice piece for parents' peace of mind is your student is surrounded by teachers that know them. They can identify if there's disengagement, or if there's missing work, or even if there's just gaps in understanding. That partnership will just continue to happen, as well as the communication. Saves on gas with the travel time. You'll need to leave the building, and really, you get to stay in a setting that's designed for your development and where you're at, as well as your current social needs. One more testimonial here that we'd like to share with you. So, a student graduated class of 2022, and he shared with us, taking advantage of the college level courses offered by AHS was a decision that accelerated my academic journey and paved the way for my career in medicine. As a 2022 graduate of Alexandria High School, I gained over 40 college credits for graduation, and 36 of those directly transferred toward my biochemistry degree at the University of Minnesota Duluth. This provided a significant head start on my undergraduate education. Beyond that, I learned the work ethic and study habits needed to succeed in college. These courses allowed me to remain fully immersed in my high school experience, while positioning me to graduate summa cum laude from UMD in just 3 years. Ultimately, this preparation has helped me gain acceptance to medical school this fall. And so just take a moment to reflect on this, and nothing was attached to dollars or cents here, but on that bigger long-term vision there. The student, a recent grad of 2023, very grateful for the opportunity to take college credit courses during their time here, earned 27 credits, which fulfill the majority of their general education requirements at the University of St. Thomas. As a result, I began my first year with sophomore standing, and will graduate this spring after just 3 years. College level coursework I completed at AAHS has not only accelerated my academic journey, but will also save me approximately $30,000 in tuition and housing costs. So I imagine that you have a lot of big takeaways from this presentation, and really just appreciate your time coming to listen and to learn. As just a reminder, this information is accessible on our website. We try to keep all of the same communication that students are receiving out there for parents to access as well. Students are going to start again an advisory on Wednesday, talking about registration. So hopefully these conversations will continue. But like Carrie had mentioned too, encourage students to stop by and ask questions. Reach out to us to get those clarifying questions, to decide what is the best fit for you and where you are at right now. Anything I forgot? Yeah, and we will transition out into the comments. We have another group coming in, so we'll answer any questions you might have for us out there, and just appreciate your time. Thank you.